Restarting because I forgot to turn the mics on. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Billy Willig, and I'm joined today by my friend, Benjamin Brown.
What up?
What's up, Ben?
Like I said earlier in the first trial, shit, I'm cold.
Yeah, it is cold. Can you choke up on that mic just a little too?
Yeah.
Or I'll just try to match you, but
Yeah.
Ben works at the Laughing Skull and is a stand-up comedian. On top of that, and as he's told me on the trial run, he's basically a floater. He does everything, runs around door, show running, ordering things for the club, fixing things.
Yeah, box office. I do whatever they ask me to do.
Yeah.
I ran the festival this past year.
As like the showrunner for the festival?
I was a producer, so I handled most of the industry stuff and finding the venues and getting the ticket stuff set up.
Yeah.
All the insane shit, like planning a wedding.
Yeah.
But with
because I booked a lot of shows in my career, like at different venues. Did you have that producer anxiety the whole time the festival was going
100%,
on?
Because, like, you know, Laughing Skull is a big club nationwide. And I was like, I can't fuck this up, or I'm going to be out of a job at a place I love. And we planned the festival within 3 months instead of a year. So everywhere I went to, they're like, you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
For, like, trying to get this venue right now. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
Like, can I get this venue next week? And but shout out to Smith's Old Bar.
Smith's rocks, man.
Dude, they definitely helped me out.
Smith's Old Bar is one of the coolest spots. They do a comedy open mic. They have 3 stages.
The secret show.
Yeah, they do the secret show, man. That's a staple in Atlanta comedy.
Yeah. Did you go to our the after party for Smith's?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, it's sick.
I mostly hung out outside and talked to
talk to comics? Yeah. That's what I was trying to do, but I was trying to run.
Well, because all the comics kept going into the party and then coming out like 10 minutes later and being like, yeah, you don't need to go in there. I was like, okay.
Dude, it was so lit.
People were having fun.
I didn't have fun until the owner, was like, have fun now.
Yeah.
Enjoy this. And I was like, okay. And, shout out Lace Larrabee. She bought me a bunch of drinks. And I got tipsy. Had to get a ride home. It was a good time.
Was Lace on the festival?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think she had her own stuff she was doing.
Yeah, because she's been doing everything lately.
Yeah, she had America's Got Talent and stuff like that going on at the time. But, yeah, we had Spencer, DJ Dank. You know Spencer?
Yeah.
Spencer
Love Spencer.
Yeah. That was fucking a lit party. Yeah, I was stressed until I was told I could not stress no more.
Dude, I went to one of the house shows at the Den Boys house. Yeah, and this was years ago, before COVID and all that.
Yeah.
And Spencer had made like custom songs for each comic.
That's awesome.
Like their name in it, and
he's really good.
For like introducing each comic, they had their own song.
That's what a DJ should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a DJ.
Super talented. All the stuff that they did with Kill and Be Cool.
Yeah,
I loved all that stuff. Cool. They tried to bring Kill and Be Cool back after COVID, but it was a struggle finding musicians.
Yeah. I watched one with Lauren Knight, I think, on there. I don't know if that was, I think it was after COVID.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I just ate a burger.
Yeah. Vortex burger.
Yeah, I'm fucking ruined
things are
now.
Greasy.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get it medium this time. Medium fucks me up. I was like, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah. I don't eat very much, man.
Well, I'll eat one meal a day, and it's here because I work here. So, and I live 2 blocks. I live on 7th, so I just walk 2 blocks to work, and so I don't drive anymore. And I just come here to eat all my meals.
You stay in an apartment?
Yeah.
You got a gym?
No. I live in it's a nice apartment. They don't have like a gym or washer and dryer shit like that. But
one time I was working at Wendy's. I was just eating burgers all the time, but I was working out too. I got like super jacked.
Crushing them junior bacons, bro.
It's a lot of protein, man. Yeah. I eat like 4 of those a day.
Well, I used to eat those just because that's all I could afford.
Yeah.
Like the $1.29 junior bacon deal.
Oh, yeah. But when I was working there, I was also broke, so that's all I was eating because it was 50 cents a burger.
I'm still broke. That's why I still eat here 1 meal a day.
I don't even know how much a burger costs now.
Stupid. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really go anywhere. Before, I was going to Cookout every day. when I was going by roll call and stuff. But,
Do you know how the Laughing Skull ended up being in like the back of the Vortex?
yes, I know like a short story of it. Yeah, Marshall had the Funny Farm Comedy Club out in Roswell.
Okay.
And he moved locations to like because he was at this great venue. It was like at a strip mall, but it was like a great place from what I heard. And that place was going under, so he moved his place to Andretti's as like a temporary solution.
It was inside Andretti's?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Whoa, that's
and
crazy.
then he's
Dude.
ran a successful Funny Farm Comedy Club for years, and then he heard about this space here because this used to be like a burlesque show here back in the mid 2000s, late 2000s.
In the club?
Yeah.
It was just straight
It
up,
was called the Dames of Flame.
just a burlesque theater, and they would do shows
They did burlesque
on the
like
weekends or something?
Yeah, something like that. That's
Oh my
what I've
God.
heard. Yeah, and yeah, Marshall put it together and was like, I can make this successful, and fucking boom.
Do you know what year that was?
I think it was like 2009.
Who are like, because I feel like everybody's come through the Laughing Skull at some point. Like,
Yeah, and like people would record their albums here. Like I didn't know, but Theo Von recorded his album here. Like you can download them on iTunes and stuff. Like
Shout out to Will Foskey.
Oh, Foskey, yeah, he's been here. There's an interview with him on somewhere on YouTube, like when he was like 19 or 20 years old down here.
Yeah.
He might have been a little older than that, but he just looks like he's just taking it all in. He's a young Foskey, but he was killing it back then.
Well, man, what you're saying, like where we're sitting is where like some of the greats have sat. Dave Chappelle, Ron White,
Yeah,
Kevin
Donnell.
Hart.
I don't know if Kevin came down here specifically, but I know he was here for months. And and I was doing shows with Bob that runs the club and like at the Omni, and I didn't technically work at the club yet, but I was helping with satellite stuff with him, and he let me come out to some Kevin Hart stuff.
That's what's up.
It was the night before they shut down.
Are they still doing the Omni?
No, we quit doing that. It's just like the rotation, like parking, Braves games.
Yeah.
It's hard to like keep it consistent.
Yeah, because I was wondering how that would work in the Battery, where it was like.
It was sick. That was a sick room.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was always sold out. You could see the Braves Stadium, the entrance. It was a good time.
Yeah, I never did that one. I've also never done the what is it, the tequila spot.
Oh, Rocky Margie?
Yeah.
I just started that one.
Like, that's yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Me and Ian kind of worked them together. He does the booking.
Right, yeah.
And like
Not many people know that.
maybe I should cut that out. Let's, can you
It's
cut
not.
that
We're
out?
not streaming. Yeah, I'll cut it out.
Yeah. I know what that's for. Yeah.
It's kind of the Atlanta's untold secret.
Yeah. Everybody knows, but he don't want to be known.
Yeah.
No.
He said it himself before.
I work with a booker, and me and him work together, like putting shows together, satellite shows.
Yeah.
And that's when I put together during the festival because no one would help because they're like, we can't. We don't. Everybody we're booked up, and then I found that place because Connor Lyons had a Hump Day show over there, and I was like, that looks pretty lit.
Yeah.
And I went over there and asked him, and asked Connor, and he's like, that's cool.
Well, if you got the name behind you, that helps.
Yeah, Laughing Skull
quite a
presents.
bit. Because a lot of people, their first open mic is at the Laughing Skull.
My
because
first
it's
one was here.
It's so well known in Atlanta. Yeah. If people want to go to a comedy show, they usually go, let's just go down to the Laughing Skull.
Dude, my therapist was the one that told me to come. And like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was like,
you have a terrible therapist, bro.
Well, dude, it worked out because I got like a
Just-
job. Yeah.
I'm playing.
Well, no, I thought that too. I was like, what the fuck? Why? I'm not going to go to the. All right, he made an assignment for me as like a social anxiety thing.
Yeah.
And
okay. Public speaking.
Yeah.
Facing fears
And
kind of
he
thing.
said I kept not taking his thing seriously, and I was making jokes. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, maybe you should try it.
Oh, he was being facetious.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you go down to the comedy club? Try
Yeah.
to-
Shout out Dr. Tommy.
You think you're so funny?
Yeah, pretty much. He's a sweet guy, and like I don't see him anymore. But
That's good. I think.
yeah, but
Maybe
like,
not.
I don't know. Like it all worked out somehow. Like I did mics here and started helping doing some things behind the scenes here. And I help.
Had you ever done any live performance before comedy?
No. I played in a band before, and I'd like jam with people, and I was more of a behind the scenes. I don't want to be seen kind of guy.
Was it like a metal band?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where the tattoos came from.
Yeah, well, they just like I don't know, I always wanted them. It's like I had like posters of like CC DeBille and Tommy Lee hanging up my wall when I was a kid.
With his dick out?
No, it was like from Guitar World, and I played guitar as a kid, and like starting at 10, and I was like, those are the coolest looking dudes. Is Motley Crue.
I was a guitar kid growing up.
That's I don't know. It's you know, like if you're weird and like I had trouble talking and communicating with people, so guitar was it for me. Kind of kept me like sane.
Did you take lessons?
I took like 3. I took from this guy that taught Butch Walker.
Okay, yeah,
because he's from Cartersville as well.
Yeah. Legendary Butch Walker.
Yeah, so we had like the same guitar teacher.
People don't even know Butch Walker,
He's
how many songs he's produced.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's a genius. Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite bands? This started as a music podcast, but
oh yeah, that's what's up.
Back before times.
Well, I just recently got into Zappa, as I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
I've known of Zappa and like listened to his stuff on and off, but like here lately, it's all I've been listening to.
Yeah. My dad was a big Zappa guy, and my one of my kind of music mentors was a big G.G. Allen guy.
Oh yeah,
I'm not.
No, dude, I will still watch G.G. Allen. I think he's a piece of shit.
I think he would. He took it too far.
Well, he was interesting, and that's you know, and I've heard other people like other comedians that are like inspire him. Like I think Eric Andre said something about him.
Yeah,
and
just pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, he said he's gonna kill. He predicted his death on. He's like, I'm gonna kill myself.
He was like defecating on stage. He was
shit. He would like jerk his little dick off on.
Yeah. That's
nasty.
too far.
Yeah, he kind of pushed it.
It's not funny anymore.
No, I was like, I watched some of the stuff and I was like, okay, that's just like I watched his documentary too, and I was like, this guy was fucked up. And I was like, not a fan.
Yeah, brain damage or something.
Yeah. I like that "Bite It, You Scum" song. That's about it.
I used to interview like bands and stuff, but now I do so much comedy. It's all comedy.
Well, you put together a bunch of stuff. Like, I heard your name right when I first started comedy, and you were like, I didn't know who you were.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Well, they're like, if you want to get like started and get better at it, they're like, you got to hit these rooms like in Marietta and Kennesaw. And I started just popping in there after it was right after we came back from the pandemic. And this place wasn't even back yet.
Yeah.
And Tamburino had that place in Kennesaw at the burger joint.
Anchors Up.
That was a sick spot. I don't know what that was. I don't know. They made a mistake with that one.
Yeah, they were doing something weird. Somebody else has a show there now. It's bi-weekly. It's different. Yeah.
Sorry, Anchors Up.
I don't really know the guy, so
no, they made a mistake. Well, actually, they were talking to me at one point about starting a show there before Matt. And I was like, I'm not ready to start a show. I don't think.
I thought Matt's show was great, man. He put a lot of work into it.
I went to it almost every other week, you know.
But it's weird when it's a family restaurant, and all they had to do was like put some kind of divider up on that one side of the wall where there would be like kids eating and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you could block that off, it would have been fine.
I was there one night when Drillio was there, and he was lighting it up. He was killing. But I was like walking through the other side with the restaurant and just watching people's face.
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking love this so much.
So I don't know. I can't see how someone less professional than Tamburino could be running a show.
Dude,
there.
I talked to Idas with Matt about a place in Cartersville before. Dude's really he's really got something going with his stuff he's doing.
And him and Mello, we're all kind of
family.
We hang out and
dude, Mello is like
shop.
Mello's he's so underrated.
Oh, Mello, he kind of sparked the whole thing with us. Well, we all kind of started at the same time, and I've been doing booking for almost 10 years. Yeah, but once we all got together and put our heads together, but Mello really does his own thing, and yeah, he kills.
I've just now recently seen him hitting up rooms after I got rid of like El Dorado. I'm like, now he comes to El Dorado.
Yeah.
But no, it's sick that he's starting to. Like,
well, he doesn't get out much because he's running so many shows. He's running like his show at Brick and Board, then he runs another one at Atlanta Hard Cider, like a cidery.
That Brick and Board show's fire.
That one is sick, dude.
Yeah.
But he puts so much work into it. He goes to the Marietta like business meetings and
That's
stuff.
smart, man. That's a businessman.
Yeah, which I try to go to those, but I'm just like so much like pomp and circumstance.
But like what I'm learning from other people is you got to go to that shit.
Yeah.
To like. You gotta really like let yourself like be known as like an entrepreneur business guy.
Yeah.
This guy's taking it fucking serious.
See, people say it takes courage to get on stage, but I think getting on stage is easy. Like
it's easy
promoting
for me to,
myself and my art. That scares me.
Yeah, it's I'm not good at talking with women or talking to business venture stuff or like.
You got a girlfriend?
On and off for the past couple of years.
You got kids?
Yeah. I got one daughter. She is 14.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're not that old.
No, I had my daughter when I was 21, and
that's young.
This is breaking news stuff. This my kid's mother was married when we got pregnant, and I didn't know it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So,
dude, that's a wealth of material.
I got bits out of it, but like it's so. Hits me. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know how to talk about it like correctly.
Yeah.
So,
too close.
Yeah, and I got people that work at the club, like Plugs, help me and Joe Smith, like move some stuff around. Yeah. Talk about it, but yeah, don't knock up married women, people. Don't do that.
Was her husband a dick or was he?
Nah, dude, I think he's a super good dude.
Oh man.
But we both got played. Like, she told us different stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
wow.
But that sort of leads into why I'm doing comedy now.
Oh my goodness. Well, at least you got a daughter out of it. That's a positive thing.
Yeah. One day, Cambry, if you're listening, I do comedy. You come see me at the Laughing Skull Lounge. 7 nights a week. I'm usually here.
That's your daughter?
Yeah, Cambry. Yeah. I haven't seen her in some time.
Wow, man. That's a crazy
breaking news.
story.
Yeah. I've told most people, like, I do comedy. I got a kid, yeah.
There is I feel like I already knew that somehow, though.
I think I may have told you before.
Yeah.
Just,
I didn't know the details, though.
I started opening up about it a little more because I want to bring it to the stage. And you got to talk about stuff.
Yeah. I think truth is the best form of comedy. Like, it always works the best, right?
I tried it one night. I was like talking about like polyamorous people, and like I was like, I don't fucking understand it, and I was like talking about how my kid's mother is like OG polyamorous, and I'm like a whore, It didn't go so well.
Oh my god, man!
But
were you guys dating? Did you know she was married?
I thought we were dating. I thought we were like.
I'm sorry if you don't want to pry.
No, I do. I don't mind talking about it. It's actually really funny.
So crazy.
No, I didn't know she was married. She told me she was divorced.
Right.
And I was like, and she was like 7 years older than I, and so I was like, oh, it's a 27-year-old something hot lady at my work.
Oh wow. Man.
Yeah, and
what was your occupation? You don't have to say.
I work at a service department at a Toyota dealership.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not allowed back there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Toyota.
Shout out to Cherokee County Toyota.
I drive a Honda,
Georgia.
So.
Huh?
I drive a Honda, so we're good.
Yeah, fuck Toyotas. No, actually, I still have a Toyota, but I don't drive it anymore because I live so close.
Yeah, they're good cars.
Yeah, they're all right. They're good people. No, but yeah, she was married, and then she lied to both of us.
That's insane. Man.
Yeah. She is like played the victim. Told 2 different stories to each one of us. But hey, you live and you learn.
Pro-life.
Yeah, baby. We're keeping that baby, but you ain't gonna see it, and you're gonna pay me money.
My wife's pregnant right now.
Congrats, man. Yeah, I knew that. That's sick.
I'm pretty sure it's mine though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It seems like y'all are pretty in sync.
Unless it's like some dude from a comedy club.
That'd be
that I don't
terrible.
know about.
It's like Brian Allegria.
Yeah,
You're
Brian.
like he comes out like with Pokemon cards, and
That'd
he's
be
like he's got like
hilarious.
spiky hair. No, I met your wife. She came to that last show you did here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and your folks came out. That was cool. And
I know.
your wife. She's sick. I could tell she truly cares and would not hook up with Brian Allegria.
My family's super supportive. Like, if my mom, like, if I tell her I'm on something like big or good or something, she'll come out.
Oh, when you used to hit the mics here, like when I first when we came back, when I started taking it like serious. Yeah, like I met your mom.
Yeah.
She was out, and I was like, how?
And to me, like, I've done so many comedy clubs all over the country, or like big music venues and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I'm like, it's another show. To
I
me.
own your
It's like-
Relapse album.
It's like the Masquerade to me, kind of.
Yeah, and your Relapse album, you addressed that your mom's there.
Yeah,
during the
yeah,
recording.
yeah. That one was rough. I
That-
might take
go
that
back.
one down.
I listened to it twice. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't. I was
Yeah.
sick that day,
I'm doing like a reverse Nardwuar thing on you.
and there was some production issues. And there's some production issues on my new one, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
for a while, I was kind of depressed. I was like, I don't. This might be a wipe, but I think we worked it out. I
Yeah,
had, like,
you can smooth things. Like, everybody told me it was fire because you did it at Brick, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great venue for
I
it.
was here, and, a lot of people said it was a good time.
That felt right to be right there in Marietta, Mellow Show, all my friends.
Yeah, and you kill it in that area, too.
Yeah.
Like, you killed it over, like I was so nervous going to McCracken's because everybody's, 10 years younger than me. And
Yeah.
I just felt like I was out of, like I was in the wrong classroom.
I feel that way too at McCracken sometimes.
I was like, oh, they're complaining about stupid shit. I was like, that's not even a problem. And I was like, I'm in the wrong grade. Like, I felt like I got held back. Which,
One time, I was talking to a girl. She was talking to like a couple of us at McCracken's, and I found out that somehow we got on 9/11, and she was like, "Well, I'm too young to remember 9/11."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's right."
I'm old as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that with people about Y2K. I mean, I remember the first big pandemic. And they're like, what? I don't know. I was like, you don't got them cans?
Y2K. I remember Y2K.
Yeah.
Man. I feel like we grew up in kind of a formative time because, video games.
Yeah.
When I first got a video game, it was like I had a Sega Genesis,
Yeah.
and it was Sonic the Hedgehog. That was my first.
I'm going back to
home
playing
video
Sonic
game.
right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great games.
Yeah,
For the
this,
most part, there's some stinkers in there.
Yeah. My girlfriend, whatever, her little boy, he loves Sonic now because the movies, and we got him introduced to the old games, and he loves them.
Yeah.
And they're so fire.
Dude, they hold up. Like Sonic 1, 2.
You can play them
Sonic
on
and
different things
Tails.
now.
Yeah.
You can buy a USB cartridge and
Oh yeah.
pop into
yeah.
the TV and play all those old games.
They got like the EverDrive and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. You could buy like a Nintendo 64 and then get
Dude, the
just a
64.
chip with all.
Did you
of
fuck
them.
with the 64?
Oh yeah, dude.
You know when that
And
came out?
we were the house in the neighborhood that had a 64.
Yeah.
So we were hosting like tournaments. We had like Smash Bros tournaments,
Yes.
Pokemon
Oh.
Coliseum tournaments,
My brother got one
or
for
what?
Christmas.
Pokemon Stadium.
And and he was so that's mine, nobody got to fuck with it unless he's like, want to play, typical brother thing. But yeah, it was fun. Mario Kart, it's when it first hit,
Yeah.
because I had the Super Nintendo and he took that from me too. And yeah.
My brother's 4 years older than I am. So,
Oh, okay. Were you the one that hogging the console from him?
No, we had like kids in the neighborhood, so it was always I think one house had like the PlayStation 1,
Yeah.
and then we had the Nintendo 64.
I didn't have that PlayStation 1 for a while until they made it a retro PlayStation 1, and then I had a job and I bought it myself.
Yeah,
From,
I didn't have
Costco.
one. Me and my brother saved up all of our tour money or birthday money or
Yeah.
whatever, and we bought a PlayStation 2.
Ooh,
But we
those
also
were
had a
hot.
GameCube, so
Yeah, we traded this kid a PlayStation 2 for a skateboard. And he realized right
What an
after-
idiot.
Yeah, and the skateboard had pressure, it was waterlogged, and a week later he realized he completely fucked up.
it's like a Walmart skateboard. But all
Nah,
his
it was
friends-
I think it was a workshop deck, and
Okay.
but it was just worn out. It was 6 months old.
Did you ever skateboard?
I grew up strictly like guitar, skateboard. That was my thing.
Kids love skateboarding, man.
Yeah, like I started, and I want to say my first real board was in '96. My dad got it for me for a birthday present, and it was an Alien Workshop. I was like 7 or 8, and yeah, that was sick. And then I lost it, and we moved to Cartersville. And then the boom happened with the skateboard thing again, with like Tony Hawk doing the 900 shit. And everybody's like, I got a skateboard, and so I ordered another one.
My mom had a friend who was a motocross rider for Fox.
Ooh,
he was like sponsored by Fox or on their team or whatever.
that's sick.
Yeah, and his name was Scott Egan. And
That
he
name
would always
sounds familiar.
he would always show up to our house with like, because my mom was a screen printer, so he would have her do like designs for his T-shirts and
Oh,
stuff
did she make
like
your
that.
band stuff too?
Yeah.
That's sick.
And he would show up with like injuries and stuff,
Oh,
like a
fuck
broken
yeah.
arm or something.
Oh yeah,
But
motocrossing, you get fucked up.
he brought me my first skateboard. It was a Ronnie Krieger blind deck.
Yeah, I had Ronnie Krieger board.
With independent trucks and Spitfire wheels, because that's what I wanted. That's what
That was like
knew was cool at the time.
When you bought a blind back in the day, like that's what it came with. It came with some Independence and some Spitfire wheels, and
I think he tried to tell me like, don't get those wheels or something. Get these instead. And I was like, this is what I want.
Yeah,
He did it, man.
I liked the pig wheels when I was a kid, like the multicolor wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it was fun. I didn't take that completely seriously either. I could
I'll hurt myself.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah, I hurt myself too. I still have injuries from it, and that was like 20 years ago. But I could do like basic flip tricks, kick flip, heel flip, pop shove it, and biggest stair I ever hit was a 6 stair, and that was it. I was like, I did it. It's like you get past here, and you're like, oh, I did it. That's it.
Yeah, I never made it on the skateboarding, unfortunately. I started like rollerblading. They had like the aggressive inlines with the.
Oh, dude,
and all my friends made fun of me. They call them fruit boots and stuff.
Oh, I fruit booted a little bit.
But yeah, I would hurt myself just as much as them. So like,
they never felt comfortable, and you had to buy like. Then my friend bought some like high end rollerblades, because it was this rollerblade movie that was really popular in the '90s.
Brink.
I can't remember what it was.
It's called Brink.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But like, and
it was a Disney movie.
Yeah, and everybody's like, I got a roller skate.
Yeah,
and
that's probably what got me into it too.
Yeah, and
I did it for a long time.
Yeah, and dude, I didn't do that long. I kept like I'd rather be on the board for some reason.
It's fun, man.
I feel like I had more control on the skateboard.
The skateboarders will crucify me for saying this, but it's fun.
Dude, I started skateboarding a few years ago. And just getting back into it, and I don't do tricks or anything. I just cruise like mini bowls, like out this park out in Canton, and everybody kind of like works together now.
Yeah,
it's weird because when I was a kid, they're like,
it's a good community.
Yeah, like they would just shit all over you, and like now they're like helping like little kids on the scooters. They're like getting in front of them and like fuck all their stuff up. It's like they're like, oh, it's okay, little guy. And I was like, that kid would have been dead when I first started.
He would have been beat up.
Oh yeah, thrown in the trash can.
Yeah, my old roommate and guitarist in my band is a big skateboarder.
True.
And I realized from like hanging out with him that skateboarders actually influence the culture a lot, like with fashion and music and stuff.
I still dress like I still wear skateboard stuff, and
that scared me.
No, it happens all the time.
What's up, Michael?
It's just Michael Manzak.
Do you ever skate? Are you a skateboarder?
You can talk.
Me?
Yeah, you can talk.
Yeah. You don't want to interrupt. Yeah, I still skate sometimes.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I gave my skateboard to Tim Maggard because I'm 35 now, and it's ridiculous to have a skateboard.
Sometimes we go to the Swift Cantrell Park.
Yep.
It's in Kennesaw.
I've been.
It's kind of far from me, but
I used to live over there, like in off 575, and in like Canton area, Woodstock.
Okay, yeah.
And before I moved to Atlanta, so I'd go to those parks and Canton Park.
Woodstock is popping off now. There's a bunch of stuff.
Woodstock, it's all everything's turning like Atlanta's just moving out closer to these
Yeah,
suburbs,
oh,
and it's
yeah.
turning to one big pavement.
Oh, dude, Marietta has just become Atlanta at this point.
Oh
Straight
yeah,
up.
everything is merging over. Yeah, Marietta's blown up.
I'm thinking about moving to Woodstock just because it's closer to Taylor's work,
Yeah,
but it's further from
I grew
Atlanta.
up. Well, Woodstock is where I wanted to be when I was a kid because we grew up on the more white trash
Yeah,
side.
rural.
There you go. That's a nice way to put it. Yeah, I'm from like me and Casey Rocket are from like the same area.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, and Connor Bentley.
yeah.
Yeah, but like Foskey lived in Woodstock, and me and him joke about that now, like about Springfield versus Shelbyville.
Yeah.
It's our little thing we joke about. Yeah, because I was like, I wanted to grow up over there. But y'all had it going on over there.
Yeah, old rich kids.
Yeah, well, that's what it seemed.
Yeah.
Doesn't make but yeah, that's how it looked when I was a kid. I was like, those kids got it made over there. Where'd you grow up at?
In Marietta.
Marietta?
I feel like Marietta is like the perfect medium. There's rich areas, and then there's normal areas,
Yeah.
middle class, and then there's poor areas too.
I like Marietta. It just got too busy for me. I was like, if it's gonna be this busy, I'm gonna move to the city.
Yeah, it is a nice medium. It takes me about 20 minutes to get here on a good
Yeah, I
day.
live 12 miles from the Skull, and that's where I want to be closer, And when me and my girl lived together before she got her own place, we had a basement apartment together, and it was sick. But dude, it just took forever. It was 12 miles took like 1,200 minutes. It was forever.
A lot of times when I'm on the way here, though, it's like the traffic is going the opposite direction,
Yeah.
and then by the time I'm going home, same
Yeah.
thing.
I would try to do like Mike's and go like come here and hang out, and then go to McCracken's. I would do spots here and then go to McCracken's, and it would get kind of
Yeah,
get caught in that traffic.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that's actually a fun move. And now since I got my insurance back on my car, I'm probably gonna try to do that. Start, going forward more is trying to hit the McCracken's on Mondays.
Some of the OTP mics, whatever you want to call it,
They're Mike's.
they pull more audience members though, and that can be really helpful if you're trying to work on like riffing or like
Not very
crowd
mics to
work,
go to,
things
bud.
like that.
But I was very thankful that they had a room, but and I really appreciate, like E-Craig had a room out there, and that was
Yeah.
nice, and he'd like and be like, come out, get some time.
Yeah.
And I was like, this dude's nice, and he's also crazy, and
Yeah,
he's
he's
one of my
insane.
favorite people.
He was the first person to pay me in comedy though,
Yeah.
in Atlanta.
Gerulio was the first person to pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
He put me on a show. And Keith Vance.
Keith, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Keith as much.
He's married now or
Right
some
now?
shit.
He's doing something.
He's always in something. Yeah. I like those guys, though. Does Keith and Mello still roommate?
Yeah, and Derulio.
Oh. Yeah. I always say his name wrong and fuck it up.
Jarrell.
I call him Goofy.
He changes it every other week. So
Oh, he does?
so, yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel better. I call him Goofy.
He changes it every time he has a kid, which is about every 2
like,
weeks.
Yeah, every 13 kids. Yeah.
Every 9 months he has a new kid and he changes
Oh,
his
and,
name.
dude, that's the time he just had like a grandbaby when he was at Matt Tamburino's Kennesaw
Yeah.
mic, and like he just had like 10 minutes of like just pure gold, just like riffing, and like I was just dying laughing.
He's got a crazy amount of kids. But he's funny, man. He can do a lot of time too. And he really is one of those comics where like I saw him on the big stage at the Strand
Yeah.
one time and I was like, "Oh, I get it now. This is where he's supposed to be. Like
Yeah.
this is where the act is best, on a big stage with
A
the
lot of-
lights and everything."
I never got to really know Rick that well. I've been to a couple mics and got to see him around.
Yeah.
He came to this Roxy Regsnick thing out in Johns Creek, and that was fun. And I got to see him for a minute. He seemed like a really nice guy.
Yeah, he was awesome, man. Like, rest in peace, Rick.
Yeah,
And that was
rest in peace,
hard for
Rick.
all of us in the Marietta scene.
It was.
because
I got really sad. I didn't even know him.
he kind of like we were all out there doing our own thing, but he kind of facilitated like the community.
Yeah, he
Like,
gave you all a place to, to work out.
That was our hangout. That was where we networked, and that's where I met Mello. That's where I met Matt. That's where I met probably even Ty Colgate, because he was working at the Weather Channel, which is in Marietta pretty much. So he would get off a shift at like 9, head straight to the Strand, get there and go up late. And
I always wanted to get the appointment, and then Rick, he's passing, and I don't know what they're doing with that place.
And that place was very they didn't want to get anybody sick or anything, so they didn't come back very soon.
I remember they came back with the upstairs room is what it was.
Yeah.
And I stopped by, just peek in.
That one, it was a little bit of a slow start, but in the heyday, man, it would be like comics would be standing out in the hall.
Oh,
it was
that's
all audience.
When I first started, I would look at I became friends with Pierre.
Yeah,
and
Pierre.
and I'd look at his pictures and stuff, and I was like, what is this place? And I was like, I want to get good enough where I can perform here.
It's definitely, and it felt like that too, because he would, if you were the feature, he would put your name up on the marquee,
board.
And so everybody driving by would see it. I remember I used to drive by before I started comedy, and I would be like, whoa,
I want my name.
I want to be up there.
Yeah, I saw. That's what I saw. Tamburino, Pierre, they're all sitting out front, what up? Look at me, yeah. I was I want to get there.
It's crazy to think I was there. I was that person, looking at those guys and being like, respecting the confidence they had to do that and be that, and being like, if I could just get there, then I'll be okay. And now I'm so far beyond that. It's
I'm just now finding my footing, because luckily, I work here. I started working here because I wanted the stage time. And was mainly it, but there's so much more to it now.
Yeah.
But
and this place too, it's one of those places you see other people do it, you're like, whoa,
working here is what Bob, when he hired me, is it's an incubator.
I think that first time I did the mic here, I saw Bob Place go up, and he just crowd worked for the entire 5-minute set. Yeah. And this is at the open mic. This was before I realized they stocked the open mic a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was like, who was that guy?
Yeah, that's how I met. My first one, I befriended him just talking about a book we were both reading. It was Hunter Thompson book. Yeah. And we just ripped and talked, and I got his Facebook stuff. I didn't know he worked here. I didn't know he was a manager, any of that. He's just been always a super good friend.
I thought he was so funny that I would never get to that level.
Yeah.
And I'm still not. But
well, it's not that getting to his level. It's just everybody has their own lane. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'll never be able to do what he does. But once
at least not the same way.
Yeah. When you been doing the best ofs here, we were sitting in the green room and watch Bob. You're like, holy shit, did he just say that? You're but the crowd's like,
yeah. Well, sometimes when he crowd works, he'll say something
outlandish.
If it didn't come out of his mouth, with his facial expression,
if it was my face up there, there would be a cop would come in the room and carry me off the stage and put me in a paddy wagon.
So funny, so risky too, and just
dude, he walked out in the crowd the other night because he was like, "Oh, y'all think y'all are safe, huh?" And it was Thursday, and he's like, "I ordered a new mic cable, and it's they're only 20 feet long, so and they got to go from the wall, but it's still not far enough to walk too far in the crowd." But he got to the third row, and he's like, "Y'all aren't safe. Nobody's safe." And it's just so aggressive.
And sometimes you can see it on their faces; they don't want to be messed with or something, and he'll just. Attack him.
Yeah, the audience doesn't know. Follow Bob on Facebook. He's blowing up on there really big right now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
He got 117,000 followers in the past 3 or 4 months.
I'm sure, but whatever videos he puts out, I just gonna because I've seen some of his stuff where he was doing his songs about the Atlanta neighborhoods and stuff. I liked those a lot.
Yeah. He doesn't do those anymore, but those are funny. They're all hilarious. But yeah, my mom calls me. She's like, "I was gonna come to the club and watch you perform, but I'm scared for your friend." and 'cause my mom's boyfriend watches all this shit on Facebook. And I was like, "I'll sit y'all in the back so y'all will be semi-safe, so y'all won't be fucked with." But he's fun, yeah. And the people that I learned from, I worked the door with, Nick Murphy.
Yeah.
Like he's
Oh.
a touring
He's a monster.
dude. He's such a. I say Nick because I work with him the most, but yeah, that dude is like fearless.
Tell this story to a lot of comics about Nick is there used to be the vape mic. It was at like a vape store that was never busy.
Yeah.
It had to be a front for something or propped up by somebody who's with money. And everybody was bombing. It was just comics, maybe like 14 comics max.
Yeah.
And Nick went up and did like 5 minutes about Cheez-Its or something like that and just destroyed. And it was so funny and so clever and like uniquely thought out that I was like, all right, this guy's got it. And
Yeah. Well, just like watching him work on the stage because they put him up last usually to close it out, like depending on what show it is. And man, he fucking destroys it. Another one is Brittany Dent. Fucking she knocks it out. She every time.
I don't know how long I've been seeing Brittany out, but
She's been here like a couple years longer than me. Like but
at
she
least 4 years.
yeah, she hosts the Monday mic here now. She took over Catherine's.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, and it's a fun time.
Catherine was doing a lot too. She was doing the punchline and
Now
she's
on the road, and like she's like the headliner at like these improv
that's
rooms.
tough though. That's rough.
Yeah, like
'Cause-
she'll still pop in when she like has like a week off, and like come to the open mics.
Like definitely proud of her. That's great.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff she's doing is awesome. Even the podcast I think is a really great idea.
I was on Cheaties.
That's what's up. Oh, you told the whole tale on there? Okay.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay, listen to Cheaties.
Yeah,
if
listen to
you
Cheaties. You want the
whole-
full exclusive about how I was an idiot.
Well, you got to do the tale, man. You got to spin the yarn. Write a book or something.
Yeah, well, Lace gave me some punchline, like tags. Stuff
Lace
like
is very clever, and
dude, Lace is a fucking beast.
I think like if you're gonna take a stand up class, that's the person to take it from because
Yeah.
I've seen like her improvising show she used to do at Relapse, and she's very witty. And
Oh yeah, like dude, I went and watched one of her grad shows. I knew somebody was took the class, and that's a great show. I took the class here at the Skull.
Plugs.
Yeah, I took Plugs class, and dude, I learned definitely what not to do, and he steered me in the right path.
Is that mostly what the class is? Like, here's what you don't do?
Sorta. It's mainly like restructuring your jokes. Sort of like every comic that teaches a class has sort of got the same thing. Like
Writing workshop.
Yeah, they got a workshop. Mike helps with Plugs class, and they have like a pretty good like system now. And it's been a successful class, and I learned a lot from it. But I was already doing comedy.
Yeah.
And my mom got it for me as a gift.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want anything this year for Christmas, so she got me that. And everybody in the class, Plug made me take him to open mics. And you may remember I brought him to McCracken's and like his Britt Ammons. A couple other comics. It was like their first week of doing comedy.
I don't even know if I was there, but there's
You
still
were there.
so many McCracken.
You already went on, killed, and you were like vaping in the parking lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're like, I already did my thing. And so I had to take all the people out to open mics because Plug's like, go with Ben, he'll show you where to go.
Yeah.
And I just started my own room.
Man, I
Eldorado.
can't imagine how tough it must be to. Because we were at McCracken's last night, and somebody called on the phone and was talking to Matt and was like, I just finished with so-and-so stand-up class. I was just wondering, like, what time do I need? Is the mic still happening? What time do I need to be there? I'm like, bro.
We definitely tell them not to do the opposite of that. Like, because like I was sitting in I sat in some of these classes they do here, and like, hey, like, definitely go check out stuff Mello's doing, and now work your way into like getting seen by like other people like Tamburino and getting better, getting on shows.
That's what's up.
And we kind of tell everybody like the blueprint a little bit how it works, like how you start doing stuff and like then you get bigger and bigger. Yeah, if you want to keep doing it.
I've had people hit me up for stuff before where they've been like,
Stupid shit.
I just graduated from this comedy class. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, but it's
I
just
can't
like,
help you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just,
like I just graduated. Like, well, keep it up. Keep up the good work, buddy.
or somebody's trying to vouch for them, and I'm like, yo, dude.
We I offered like Mello's just too busy. Like I offered him like a spot to like let like 5, as I didn't want to like rush his
Yeah.
his insane open mic is so big. I didn't want to like, hey, I got 5 people. Just you just hook us up? So I was like, like a production spot on the weekend, and but he was just too busy to even take. He wanted it, but he's like, I just working. And I went and saw him. I didn't. My girlfriend at the time was doing like tarot readings over where he works at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Does he still work there?
Yeah.
And he's so sick.
That's
over
part of the promotion, man.
there. Yeah. I didn't. I was like, you got a whole network over here.
Yeah.
And
Everyone on the square knows Mello.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's like the Marietta legend when it
Yeah.
comes to comedy. Yeah, yeah.
But before that, it was Rick too. Like
him and Rick.
It was the 3 of them. Justin, the artist, who draws comic books. Rick had the Strand, and Mello had all of his stuff.
So they just all networked.
Well, they would just hang out on the square even before they did
Yeah,
comedy.
that's what's up. Yeah, I was watching. I watched when Rick passed. I watched your podcast with him.
That was a really good one.
It was.
I didn't have my mics working and stuff,
It's
but
so
it worked
good.
out in the end.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we did that one because
It was great because he told his whole like venture of like getting into comedy with like, was it radio or
radio, and then David Roper was
Mm-hmm.
another guy who helped start the Strand, and he wasn't even a comic.
Yeah, he got like lucked out with the cool situation.
He's like a musician who just wanted to start the open mic. I think he was working at the Strand too at the time, because that was a big thing with the Strand, was it had to be somebody who worked there running the show.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't do it now.
Man, it's unfortunate about Rick. Yeah.
Great guy. Yeah, the kids and grandkids and stuff. So
Wow. Yeah. See, people don't think about that stuff. Like, like this guy's got a whole family.
yeah,
Yeah.
the guy in the weed suit
Yeah,
with the
the
weed
weed
tie
tie.
has
Yeah.
grandkids.
Yeah.
I went to his house one time for that podcast,
Yeah.
and it was all like I went into his bathroom, and his whole bathroom was like Kiss memorabilia. It was
Oh,
like
of course.
a Kiss toilet seat, like a
Oh,
Kiss
dude.
toothbrush holder. I was like,
I think I would. I want to invest in some Kiss merch. Yeah, I'm back into the Kiss first album right now. Like the song Strutter.
yeah. I mean, Kiss rocks, but that would have been unheard of, going to my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
And using the Kiss toothbrush.
That'd be the
holder.
sickest story whenever you get older. Like when I went to my grandpa's house, he had like a Kiss Flaming Lips toilet seat. He
had all like the Strand comedy shows, because they would do the open mic, and then they would do the seasonal show every 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was on the big stage downstairs.
Yeah, that's I've seen pictures and video people posted. Yeah, it looked like a good time.
It was fun, man, but like, that's the way you learn that if you're gonna book out a 300-person theater, you gotta have 300 people come into the show.
That's what I'm learning about, like working here, about like pushing shows and stuff, like stuff I'm learning how to do.
Yeah.
Filling them seats like in the festival. Yeah, it's a hard job.
Do they ever do like talent buying stuff here anymore, or is it mostly just like a residency thing?
It's residency. The mics, Monday through Wednesday, and then if you're like actively doing comedy, our booker will, he's a comic, so he'll end up seeing you in the scene.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the punchline will do freaking so and so for the weekend. Thursday through Sunday and stuff.
It's mainly people that like. It's sort of like how it is here. Like Nick works there, like a lot too. He splits his time here and there. And same with like I think Brittany also.
Cause when I was on the Bert Kreischer tour, when we
I saw that. Yeah.
When we did the Gwinnett date, the comics were talking about like, oh, where should we go to get, like, does anybody want to go do a spot? Like, we could go out in the city, do a spot. And they ended up not going anywhere. But the Laughing Skull was the only club that
Yeah. Well, they could
brought
have
up
easily
as an option.
They could have easily walked in.
For sure, and I think it was just like, they didn't have enough time or something like that. But
Yeah, we get a good bit of like drop-ins, and like mainly it's my favorite drop-in is Clayton English.
yeah. I've seen Clayton English drop in here before.
He's so good.
That's always a nice. Like,
He's one of my
surprise.
favorite comics.
One time I got bumped off the show because Ron White decided to show up, so
Yeah.
they moved it over to Relapse.
Yeah.
It was still good.
Yeah, but like that's a cool story. You got a story though.
Yeah. And while I was at Relapse too, I was talking to another comic. I was like, well, he could have just let us open for him or something.
Yeah.
And the dude got like upset. He was like, I don't think Ron White wants 25 open micers open
No,
for him. I was
yeah.
like, I was just
That'd be
joking,
weird
dude.
too. Like yeah, boom, like my penis. Never mind, that wasn't good. I'm gonna give up now. And then Ron White's next.
That's what I would do if I was Ron White, though. That's probably why I'll never be private jet level.
Yeah,
But if I was him, I would be like, yeah, I'll go up at the end of the open
that
mic.
dude's like naturally just funny.
Because then you got 25 comics who have a story about how they opened for Ron
yeah.
White.
Chappelle's done that before here. I think he's dropped in.
Yeah, but I seen him drop in, do like 3 hours after the open mic. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
bro.
insane. That's when we used to be able to stay open to
Yeah.
like forever. Now we have to be done like, say with the open mic here, we have to be done by a certain time because the restaurant closes.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since the pandemic, that kind of fucked everything up.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have
We-
to be done like at right after 10.
We used to have the noise ordinance in Marietta where
Oh,
all
of
our
course.
shows had to be done by 11.
Did you ever have problems with the like, parts of Marietta like trying to get rid of y'all?
At Swayze's, for sure.
I
I used to
remember
book.
Swayze's.
Yeah, I used to book bands at Swayze's.
Yeah.
And there were times where the cops would show up and stuff, and like people would call the cops on us just because it was loud, but there was really nothing they could do about it. So there was a couple times where the cops showed up. They
Cops
were
were
like,
always at Swayze's.
and
though,
they
it
would
seems
just
like,
look
the
in
parking lot.
there. Yeah, they would be like, well, "What are you guys doing in there?" And we're
Yeah.
like, "It's just a show, dude. There's 10 people here."
Yeah, it's
Like,
just a kid. Like we're just hanging out.
yeah, and it's like no one would be drinking, luckily.
Yeah.
Or if they were
They
drinking,
were-
we would hide them, stick
Yeah.
them somewhere.
Well, the move was put it like in a container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a QT cup,
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Yeah.
But if you start acting a fool, yeah, then
Oh yeah, but people when you're like 15, 16 years old and like low tolerance, get some of that shitty
it was chaos, dude.
Mr. Boston vodka in you, you're gonna get crazy.
Mr. Boston.
Yeah, I had an alcohol poison, Mr. Boston, when I was 15.
Yeah, I got real drunk off the little plastic bottle one time.
I
I
is
think that was the first time I got drunk, Mr. Boston.
Yep, mine was too. It was with liquor. It was Mr. Boston, and it was a fifth. And like me and a friend were like chugging it in my bedroom. You can't chug Mr. Boston when you're 15.
I think
you
what
can. You just
happened-
wake up with no clothes.
I was in high school. I had been drinking a little bit of beer.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys, and I was on the lacrosse team for a while. Yeah, I don't drink at all anymore.
I know. Yeah, sorry.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, I'm a comic, so I'm out
Yeah,
at
you're around it,
bars every night. But one of the guys was leaving, so he was like, "Here, take this." It was like a full little, whatever fit the vodka plastic bottle, and I started sipping on that while I was outside, like by myself, talking on the phone.
Yeah.
And just like there was a rule at the beginning of the night because the guys whose house it was, his parents were out of town, that if you threw up, you owed them $20 or something like that.
Oh, yeah?
And so I ended up
That's a good
paying
rule.
$20.
Yeah, I fucked up, bro. Here's $20. That's a
Yeah.
good rule.
Yeah, because usually when you're that young and you never drank before, you don't end up cleaning up the mess you made.
And $20 is so important when you're like under 20.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit! Like I could have bought cigarettes with that.
Yeah, dude. And if your 3 of your friends are throwing up, that's $60 right
Yeah,
there.
that, dude. I'm gonna make that. We didn't need to make that a rule here if you throw up here, because I am the guy that usually cleans up the stuff. We all help, but like, I'm the first one. Like, I see something. I've seen somebody throw up here during a show, and I cleaned up. I made it go away so fast during a show that
That's a ticket to the open mic, man. $20.
yeah. And this lady threw up on a Sunday here at a Best Of, and no one even know. I just came in there with that mop, whoop, and
Was it a performer or an
no, it was
audience
oh,
member?
never performer. They wouldn't be welcome back for a minute. But getting that out of control.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Well,
I was wild before I stopped drinking. If I was still drinking, dude, I would be banned from this place, I'm sure.
yeah, that's why like I don't drink heavily until I get off work. Like I'll like take a shot of tequila or something like that.
Yeah.
But I won't like drink a triple or something that before like while I'm working.
There were times I played with my band that I don't even remember setting up
Yeah.
or taking down.
I have experiences like that too, and I was
Playing at
like,
all.
yeah, when I first started comedy, I was drinking really heavy, and I was drinking Wild Turkey, and I would come here, and I don't remember any of it. It was just a wasted experience.
I got sick of that, man.
Yeah, I did
I
too.
like to remember things now.
I do too. Like, yeah, like I don't really drink to like my grandpa said. I don't drink to get fucked up, just to keep it steady buzz.
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, I like just I don't know, and I don't drive that much anymore.
Yeah, I was drinking to get fucked up.
Oh yeah, I don't drink to get fucked up anymore. I end up getting fucked up by the end of the night, but yeah, I don't like wake up like I need to get wasted and day drink. But I started drinking at 4 today.
Well, that's what's up.
But you work at you work at a comedy club, you don't drink.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you learn you can't drink anymore.
Loosens you up a little. But also, it loosens me up a little too much. So
Yeah.
I'll say crazy things on stage, too.
Oh yeah.
That I didn't mean to say or didn't plan on saying or something. you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're like, but it takes that filter off a little bit.
Yeah.
That little muzzle. Yeah. Yeah. I feel a little more comfortable with like a beer, honestly. Like, because I notice, you know how a comic has like a nervous thing they do?
Yeah.
Like some people like rub their face a bunch, or like mine's looking for vapes in my
Oh, yeah.
pocket and
Yeah, yeah,
cigarettes.
yeah.
I'm constantly going through like my pockets.
I quit vaping, actually.
Oh yeah.
I'm still doing like the nicotine pouches right
Oh,
now.
how's that?
Dude, they're super mellow. Like,
That's gonna be your thing you're gonna be one of those guys.
I know, I hate it too, but actually, my wife gives me grief about it. She's like,
Yeah.
that stuff's not good for you either, and
Yeah,
whatever. But
Yeah, like
Man.
yeah, man. And you got a good smile and shit. You want to keep that shit.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but
like-
this all the dentist right here. My parents made me go to the dentist.
Oh yeah, I've had all this stuff reconstructed. Like
That's society is very like it's taboo to do body modification,
Yeah.
tattoos, and piercings and stuff. But everybody's got implants.
well,
in
mine
their
mine are
teeth and shit.
implants.
Yeah,
and mine was like because drug use and
Yeah.
I had a girl knock one tooth out,
damn.
and I was like, I made a decision because it's either like I was talking to a friend the other day. I was like, you can either buy a brand new car or have nice teeth. You know, teeth are like you do stand
I
up.
would take the teeth.
Teeth's gonna win all day. I'll ride a
Yeah.
goddamn bicycle
Well,
before.
because if you don't have teeth, your jaw starts to like
Yeah.
change shape a little bit.
Yeah, and I had to have so many like surgery stuff during the pandemic. Luckily, I had that time to like get all this shit done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pay like $400 a month for this shit.
But how come if you got a tattoo, you can't get a job in certain places? But all your teeth, everyone's teeth are fake, pretty much.
oh yeah, like everybody like it's like not even a real person anymore.
That's the one part of your body you're allowed to modify. Is your
Yeah.
teeth.
Yeah, and like that's like and I got mine shit fixed as I was listening to Tom Segura's like second album. He was like, "You're walking around with no teeth. What are you doing?" He was like, "Put some fucking teeth in your mouth," you know?
Yeah.
yeah. And like it was like about a guy that won the lottery.
Yeah.
And he's like, and one thing he hasn't done yet is get teeth.
That'd be the first thing I do.
That's what he said. That's the first thing I do is like, it's such a good album. But yeah, I was like, I got to get this shit fixed because I was like coming around here like tooth chipped like Dumb and Dumber,
Yeah.
and girl chipped one, knocked one out. I was like, I get that shit fixed.
And it just like it makes people wonder, like
Yeah,
when you do see, you know, it's not polite or whatever, but everybody thinks it in their head. They're
oh,
like,
that's the first thing you look
what
at.
happened to the teeth?
I know,
Yeah.
because I think it. And so like when you walk around with that fucked up grill, you're like, what the fuck happened with that over there? That situation, and. I don't know. Bob was telling me, he's like, "You're pretty bold when I met you. You walk around with," because I had a big beard.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and my hair is out of control, and I was like fucked up. And
Who put the homeless guy on stage?
yeah, and I was wearing sweatpants. I legit looked homeless, and I was sweating from like the alcohol.
A man on the edge.
Yeah, like it was like.
That's great, man. That's a true like.
Yeah, that's why I put Bob up on. I always talk about him. Like I put him on pedestal because he turned my life around.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
'cause,
shout out to Bob.
Yeah, Bob's probably one of the sweetest people in the world.
I
Today,
think-
actually, he's having his baby today.
I think. Oh wow. I think comedy sometimes brings the best out of people, you know? Like, I didn't know what I was doing in my life until I found comedy. I felt very anxious about the future and who I was and what kind of, like, statement I wanted to make or whatever.
Yeah.
And since I've been doing comedy, I don't have time to think about stuff like that.
I don't think about it anymore. You're exactly like, that's the same way I think. And like, I was just too much in my head. Now, like, I'm just kind of just going with everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it should be.
I was always worried about what other people were doing and like
where are they going at with their life?
Yeah, comparing myself to them, and
Yeah.
eventually I realized I was like, I'm gonna end up just like a loser. Like, if my band doesn't work out, then I'm gonna be just another.
I was doing the same with hip hop music and throughout my 20s. Like, I was like, well, because I knew he's a big producer now. Mike Will made it.
Yeah.
Because he's a Marietta guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I used to see him over at Mars Music and Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And we would just geek out, like, trying to.
Do they still have Mars Music?
I wish.
I didn't think so.
They had a stage in there at one point. It was
Yeah.
sick. And we'd just be, like, drooling over the drum machines. And, we're going to get that. Now, dudes, Miley Cyrus and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Some guy I used to hang out with at the music store. We weren't ever friends or anything, but yeah.
Yeah, you see people, and I think that's like kind of inspiring to me is when I meet people and then they go on to become like bigger and like larger than life. It's like, okay, it's really not that impossible.
It's not. And I'm watching people do it right now, like before my eyes. And like people like go on tour and just open and feature for people.
It used to feel kind of like another world, but the closer you get, you're like, oh, I'm in the vicinity. I'm just not all the way there.
When I first started comedy, is Catherine uses her example. She was already popping around Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then by the time I started working here,
well, dude, she
got Jimmy Fallon. And
she did my show in Ackworth one time at Connect Live, and she did a couple things for me. I think like
Catherine's a good
back
person.
in the day when she was a local killer, and now she's larger than life.
But the thing is, I think like she's like still has the mindset that she still will do shows. I think like that.
Yeah.
That's
good
if she has time to do.
And she's a real comic.
Yeah, she's a real comic.
She gets up, she tries things.
She did that movie that. Shout out the movie we did, Blood Mountain Massacre. She is one of the leads in the movie, and like her work ethic, she would like come shoot the movie, and I'm off to a mic.
Yeah,
I'm practicing for. She wouldn't tell us at the time because she couldn't.
Yeah,
I think it's for like Fallon and stuff.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and then like Joe Kelly, he was like one of the leads in the movie. It's a great work ethic.
Yeah. And everybody knows Joe Kelly.
Joe Kelly is one of my favorite people.
People know him.
He's one of my favorite people ever.
I saw something they were talking about him on Theo Vaughn's podcast. Not too long ago, talking about some guy they knew that lived in a van or whatever.
Oh yeah, I like how he talks about the shitting in his fucking cooler or whatever.
I would totally live in a van if I was single and didn't have.
I think when I first met Joe, he was living in a van.
Stuff.
Yeah, and then he got. I think he's doing better now.
Do you know Richie Satori?
Yeah,
Dick
Satori. Yeah. I met him as he was coming back to the city, I think, and he was like, that dude's amazing. Dude, he did my show at El Dorado, and he had a whip. And he's like, I didn't know what he was doing, and I was show running, and he had a cigarette in his mouth, and he like lit it. I was like, you can't. And he was like. He had that whip and smacked it off his mouth with a whip. And I was like, he's doing all this crazy shit. And I was like, what the? I was like, dude, come back every week.
Yeah. Very interesting guy. Interesting life story.
I love stand up, but also I like a good showman. Like somebody puts on a good show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. I started at Swayze's and like, I was seeing everything music, poetry, sideshow stuff. Like I saw Bob was doing like a variety show.
Yeah, we did that at the center stage.
Yeah, and I recognized some of the people he booked doing sideshow acts from coming through Swayze's and stuff.
Annabelle, the guy that swallows the swords. Maybell and
I never saw the main guy I used to see and talk to. His name was Cutthroat Freak Show.
Oh,
and his eyes were all messed up. and he had a tattoo of
Not
like
Cutthroat. His eyes weren't messed up, were they?
he had like a serrated like line with scissors tattooed on his neck.
That's badass.
And he would do this thing. Yeah, he would pick up cinder blocks with his eyelids.
I think somebody did that at his show at Center Stage.
Yeah. Cutthroat would do that. He did that on America's Got Talent one year, I think, and he would always have like some really hot like clown burlesque girls with him.
That's sick. I love that stuff.
There was one girl who would like crush things with her titty.
Yeah,
her name was like Boobasaurus or something.
Boobasaurus. That's sick, dude. We I got to see so many like crazy acts over at Center Stage. God damn, I like those acts though.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, the
If I can't do
fire
something,
eating.
I'm at a certain point in my life where I'm 35. So like, if I can't do something, I'm like, that's sick. I can't do that. You know, when I was a kid, I'm like, oh, that's gay. You know, when you're like in the 90s, you're like, oh, that's gay or whatever.
Cutthroat had this joke where he would jump off a ladder onto a pile of glass, and then he would be like, oh, that wasn't shit. Get it out of here. And then he would jump off the ladder onto a pile of Legos.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, and that
Legos.
was funny.
Have you ever stepped on a Lego?
Yeah, dude.
That's the worst pain ever. It makes me fucking cringe just thinking about it. Oh, that's the worst, man. Stepping on a Lego. Ugh.
That was a great bit. He did one where he would let you staple any amount of money to his body.
Yeah.
Like any
Was it
amount of
one of the
cash.
heavy duty staplers?
Yeah, with the
Staple gun? That's sick too.
I think his finale was where he would like take a metal bucket, put it over his nuts, and then like light off firecrackers inside the bucket. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, he's probably a CEO somewhere, like on his day job.
Yeah.
No, does he do this full time? Like as a freak show?
Yeah, they like tour and stuff.
That's sick. That was like that Maybell.
Maybe like a tattoo artist or something. That'd be a good day job.
Yeah. I know a bunch of tattoo artists that like are into like that kind of stuff. Is that for me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like-
let me see.
Suspension and stuff.
I don't care.
We can wrap this up. We're at an hour. That's usually what I shoot
Dude,
for.
this is fun.
Are
Man.
you producing the Laughing Skull Festival next year?
We're not. I don't know. We're not doing one for a little bit just to space it out because we just had it the last one.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if they let me do it again. I had fun learning how. It's just so fast. We put it together so quickly. I had to learn a little of everything.
Yeah, with COVID, I'm sure it was a struggle trying to.
Yeah, we just wanted
Get
to
it all
have
out.
one again.
Where can people find you online?
Instagram at Benjamin Freshly. You'll see me holding a mic, and that's me. And Facebook, Ben Brown. Benjamin
All
Brown.
right, y'all. Ben Brown at the Laughing Skull. Peace.